Now to the homeless crisis in the city of Los Angeles. The city reached a legal settlement that would require opening enough beds over the next 5 years for 60% of the city's unhoused population in each city council district. The multi-billion-dollar settlement stems from a lawsuit over the city's response to housing the homeless. It still does need to be approved by the city council. And that includes approval from City Councilmember Kevin de León, who, of course, is running for LA mayor. His district includes Skid Row. He's one of the council members most responsible for this issue of trying to deal with homelessness. Welcome back to the show. Good to see you. So are there the votes on the city council right now to pass this, and where does this go from here?
Well, good evening, Alex, as well as Marla. And I can say, yes, I do believe at the end of the day, there will be plenty of votes to pass this before City Council. We need a simple majority. I think we'll get more than a super majority at the end of the day, because for many years, if not decades, Los Angeles has been on a litigation merry-go-round, lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit to deal with this issue. Finally, we have more than 41,000 people who are living on our streets, our sidewalks, our alleyways, in their cars, in our parks on any given night. So that leaves us with a profound indelible mark of shame. So what we agreed to with the plaintiffs, LA Alliance, obviously this will need the imprimatur of the city council, a majority vote, and the U.S. federal judge, David Carter. We've agreed to finally a settlement, which is to create upwards up to 16,000 beds. And that is a combination of interim shelter. It can be tiny homes. It can be extension or room key and home key. It can be master leasing, taking advantage of all the vacancies throughout the city of Los Angeles. It can be adaptive reuse, purchasing buildings, commercial properties, and converting them quickly into housing. And it can be also construction. So it's all of the above. Not picking winners or losers, but being agnostic, getting folks off the streets and putting a roof over their head with a sense of urgency.
Why not 100%? Why the 60% number one is my first question. Number two, what about NIMBY, folks who say not in my backyard, not in my district?
Very good question, Marla, and let me explain that. You know, this lawsuit combines both the city as well as the county of Los Angeles. We have waited, I think, very patiently with the County of Los Angeles to really sit down and collaborate and cooperate and negotiate with the plaintiffs. But we made a collective decision to move forward with this lawsuit. Like I said a few moments earlier, we're tired of this litigation merry-go-round. You know, winners and losers among lawyers, but at the end of the day, the homelessness crisis only gets larger on the streets of Los Angeles. And who ends up losing? It's our unhoused neighbors as well as the taxpayers of the city of Los Angeles. So the 60% threshold is 60% among the 15 city council districts. And these are individuals who we would characterize as low acuity. Those individuals who are living on the streets today because of economic circumstances, perhaps a lot of bad luck compounded with losing a job or two. The other 35 to 40% are individuals who are severely mentally ill and drug addicted, crystal meth, as well as, you know, with fentanyl. This has had a huge impact throughout LA, but especially in Skid Row, the district that I represent, which is ground zero for unhoused neighbors. This is the bottom line. The city of Los Angeles today does not have a public health department, does not have a mental health department. You know, I have submitted legislation to create our public health department. LA County does. They have a $3 billion budget, not a $3 million or $30 million or $300 million, but a $3 billion budget, and that's with a capital B. It is their role and responsibility to step up and make sure that they intervene, because the bottom line is this: our city street today is the open-air asylum for our unhoused neighbors who are severely mentally ill, suffering from schizophrenia to bipolar to PTSD with severe drug addictions. We really need our partners, you know, at the county to really step up and do what's necessary to save lives today.
So what you're saying is that the other 40% are people that are so mentally ill that the city can't take care of them, and so the county would step up and take care of them. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is that you're absolutely correct. What I'm saying that is actually their responsibility. We simply don't have the resources. Anyone in Los Angeles, whether you live in Encino or East LA, South LA, or Sherman Oaks, who hasn't seen someone who's naked or half naked running down the street, whether it be on Ventura Boulevard or Wilshire Boulevard or elsewhere, screaming at the top of his or her lungs, having a psychotic breakdown? We always have a squadron of LAPD officers, and instead of having our LAPD officers on the mental health front lines, let's get them off the mental health front lines, back on the line of duty to protect and serve the city of LA. So we don't have a mental health department. LA County does. And we really need them to step up and intervene quickly, to make sure that LA streets stop being an open air silo. So obviously negotiation and litigation will continue with the plaintiffs, with the U.S. federal judge, specifically with LA County. But our deal is we want to land this deal so we can start building the housing and acquiring the housing necessary to get folks off the streets. So let me say one last thing here.
Real
because
quickly.
we move heaven and earth. We move heaven and earth when it's about building football stadiums and basketball arenas. But somehow, some way, the machine of progress grinds to a screeching halt. This is going to light the fire under every politician at every level of government to make sure we get folks off the streets so we can have clean and safe streets for all.
It is a complex issue, and we appreciate you taking the time and joining us tonight to talk about it. City Council member and mayoral candidate Kevin de León, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Marla. Thank you, Alex. Bye-bye.